jumping. Thought there's some, bro.
Yeah.
How goes it?
I think we should call people that donate bits. We should call them bitchers.
Bitchars.
Bitchers. So that would be me right now. I'd be the number one bitcher.
You'd be the number one bitcher. You'd have to spell it a little different to be like to try to emphasize the pronunciation.
How are you doing?
I'm alright. You know my digestive problem yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, it persisted pretty much the whole day today.
Oh boy.
And I was in a lot of pain all day.
Becoming a recurring thing. That sucks.
But I think I might know the issue for that one. The one on Sunday, I have no idea. But this one, so I ate Martin's ghost pepper chips at work. And my mouth can handle spice pretty well. But dude at my work was like, dude, I had those chips. And like, he was like, it was the worst time coming out. He's like, he was like an immense pain. He was at the gym. So, and I'll tell you, my digestive problems do feel like a spice issue. But I think what happened was after whatever incident on Sunday that happened, I think my digestive system's just like a little sensitive right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not handling any spice.
If that's the case, it should clear up fairly soon.
Yeah.
I was trying to pass that to teammate, but he bailed.
So yeah, I went to the store and I picked up some
Oh,
good old I picked up a probiotic for the fuck of it. Hoping that helps a little bit. But I have a heating pad on my waist area because it just hurts. Like,
that's making it feel better.
a little bit. What made it feel a lot better was when I was driving. And my bass was super loud in my car. And it was like vibrating my insides. That felt good.
Playing the brown note.
The opposite though, the soothing brown,
Right.
the unbrown note. That's way the fuck over there. So yeah, that's that. I didn't know he was gonna pass it to me. I came home and I took a nap. And I ate some chicken noodle soup because that's pretty oh! Not very aggressive on your system.
Right.
Just some basic Campbell's shit.
Oh, teammate, why? I'm really playing well today. It's like he's mocking us. Why did you hit it, like, right there, though?
Yeah, a pass back towards the net when you're really close to your own net is not really the best idea.
Okay.
much I could have done there. Yeah.
Oh, I got bumped. I was gonna hit that.
So yeah, that was my day so far. How was your day?
I got rained on. Like
Ah! Yeah.
that was unpleasant. Got
You
very
didn't.
muddy.
Why didn't you stop working?
I had to get it done. It's just like really backed up right now. Didn't have much choice. It actually started like thunder and lightning as well, and that was getting a little scary. I gotta get up early tomorrow too, so I probably won't be able to stay for the whole 3 hours. So I got an early day tomorrow. My poison ivy hasn't really itched too much today. It did kind of like burn though, which is new.
That's weird.
There's like a burning sensation, which I've never had that before.
Maybe it's
And kind of hurt a little bit.
Maybe that's a sign it's working, healing. That reminds me, I'm putting on my goop right now.
I've got some really nasty looking blisters and stuff, but you know, it hasn't been itching as badly, so I'm happy about that. Oh, I thought he had it. No!
Nice.
That was a good pass.
That's crazy that that it might blizzard tomorrow.
Yeah, that was nuts.
You see, like in South Dakota, they're supposed to get fucking like 26 inches in some places.
Damn.
Here is... Oh! Here's a very strange weather forecast because NOAA is reporting that it should be it's like 3 to 8 inches, and then another graph says 12 inches, and then my weather app on Sunday said 1 inch, and then on Monday said 2 inches, and then today went down from 1 inch to 0.6 inches. So I'm just not quite sure what it's gonna do tomorrow.
Yeah,
I have
what do
no idea.
those fucking scientists know? Oh, we had so many good saves.
A big problem with it, though, especially here, is the mountains. Because the mountains kind of block it from snowing. If it's coming from the west, which it usually comes from the west, and it depends on what the storm's doing. If the storm is spinning, then you're gonna have problems. If the spin makes it so it collides with the mountains here. So the collision with the mountains is the hard part. Is the one that hurts. But if it's coming over the mountains, then it like disrupts the storm a lot and doesn't really. It doesn't really start snowing or raining until past it, like a rain shadow. So with how the storm is acting, it's kind of up in the air. Like, is it actually gonna rain or snow on us a bunch? While going more into the plains, it's just really constant. They're just like, yeah, it's just gonna dump here.
It sounds like you after eating some chips, some hot spicy chips.
Oh yeah, I hurt. Yay!
Haha.
So yeah, it was very strange. I don't think they called off school yet, so I don't. School doesn't necessarily expect to. it to get that bad. But we'll see. Plus, it's not supposed to start till noon tomorrow. There's another thing.
They would have called it off here just because like someone on the forecast said
The word.
Possibility, yeah. just the word snow and everyone would freak out. We don't get a whole lot of snow days, so you gotta take them where you can get them.
Yeah. Nice one. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, third. Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, am I gonna miss work tomorrow? I was like, probably not. But we'll see. If I'm at work and it just starts blizzarding like mad, I'm probably gonna leave. Which I can do, but they'll understand. Especially because I live on a hill and that hill sucks.
Yeah. Get home before it becomes a real problem.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, nice.
What a pass.
I think that was accidental.
I know.
To you. Yeah.
My thumb actually came off the joystick. I was like pushing it from the bottom in a panic, like, oh shit, I've got an open net. I gotta get this. Damn, I should have gone for that.
I wish I had boost.
Oh yeah! Look at me boost out of the way here. I pick up that 100 boost right there on the side, and then like, oh shit!
You almost stole that too.
Run away!
It wiggled right around your car. That new rocket pass looks alright.
Yeah, I'm just kind of excited in general to have new stuff.
There's challenges now, which is interesting.
Really? How does that work?
It'll be like, yo, when you're wearing this stupid top or win 5 games or some shit.
And that'll give you points towards your rocket pass?
I think so. Yeah, they had like a trailer on it. Rewards and... Oh, I was hoping for a real good ground pinch, and that didn't happen.
I gotta watch the trailer then. I looked at your post and just kind of went down to the items. I didn't know they were changing anything up.
They also have the stuff on that website too, so they have a couple like slides about it.
I was at work. I couldn't really take the time to read it.
Yeah.
Getting fucking rained on. I got like halfway through Potholer's video.
I didn't watch it.
One I'm like really interested in because my dad constantly talks about how all their climate models always end up not being true. So I can't wait to see what some like actual predictions were by real climate scientists.
I just can't wait because I expect him to say like, yeah, I mean some of the numbers were off, but like the things are happening. That's what I expect.
Yeah.
I expect. Keep going.
You know, it's similar to your weather report. It's like they're not going to be able to tell you it'll be 78 degrees, but they'll be able to tell you like we expect it to be pretty warm. We expect it to be within this range.
Oh, fuck. Man, boost.
And if they're way off on their range, then sure they had something wrong. But again, these are predictions based on the evidence that we have.
Yeah.
Even if they get it wrong, that doesn't mean they're not fortune tellers. They're not saying like we guarantee this. They're saying because of the data we have, this is the outcome we expect. And there's nothing more reliable than that. There's nothing more reliable than like this is all the data we have. this is the best guess we have with what we're working with.
Yeah.
Even they would tell you, like, yeah, it's entirely possible for our ranges to be incorrect.
Yeah, and I think mainly the thing is the effect that they care about. You know what I mean?
Right. The idea
Like-
is that there's going to be droughts and like stronger weather events, and you know, higher temperatures globally.
What the fuck was that guy doing? Look at the the goalie.
Mm-hmm.
He just drives above the net. Oh no, he doesn't. Never mind. He flew.
Yeah, he came flying in.
Yeah, it's.
And, you know, because a couple of their predictions are outside the range that they have, that doesn't mean like the whole thing's a fucking conspiracy. But there are problems with, like, you know, like Al Gore saying we're not going to have snowfall by 2015 or whatever dumb shit. I don't know if that's a real thing, but just, you know, dumb shit like that.
Yeah, the sea levels are going to rise by 20 feet by whatever year.
Yeah.
That was a big one that never came true. Like the sea levels are rising, but like
They
not,
are.
but not to the extent that they said. And I can imagine too that they have certain people that have made predictions that have just been wrong all the time. They've just been
Sure, yeah.
real bad.
It would be weird if they hadn't.
Yeah.
But
I just mean like a certain person being consistently wrong.
oh,
By a
okay. Well,
large
that, you know,
margin.
that would be interesting, is to like find one guy that is, you know, if he's been wrong that often, then yeah, maybe that dude needs to reevaluate his thinking or like his data or whatever. But damn rainy. That car design is sick. Shit, where was I going?
We were talking about people being wrong, specific people potentially, and
Yeah, just in general, like the, you know, politicians and bloggers and shit are gonna make inaccurate predictions. Oh, like like an article might do something more hypothetical, like
oh,
if this, you know, like sometimes a paper will work out what is the worst case scenario, and they might even say in the paper, like, this is not what we expect, but this is the high end range. Like if warming gets to be 4 degrees higher than that benchmark, then yeah, we'll have like no more Great Lakes by 2050 or something. So people say scientists expect there not to be any Great Lakes. Like, no, that paper wasn't saying specifically we guarantee this will happen. If anything, the climate scientists are usually very, very careful, because they know that fear mongering. They're almost like worried about sounding too alarmist, because they know how that'll come off. They'll come off as like doomsayers, and people won't want to trust that.
yeah.
But then again, you've also got to get across the gravity of the situation.
There's also the fact that variables are obviously constantly changing, right? We have
Yeah.
a lot of the shit's. Oh boy.
Talking about the global climate, there's so many things that affect that.
And like, there's the factors like China is real bad, and America, like, they're probably trying to get better, and to some extent,
they're
America's.
leading the charge in like renewable stuff, partly because they're making the most. Like, I think America only counts for like 15% now. Like, we've actually been coming down as far as our total percentage of the CO2 emissions, and also like other countries coming up. Like India has a real big problem. They've got like huge overpopulation and stuff, and they have such bad pollution in India that if they were, I heard a study that said like if they were to clean it up, it would add like 1.5 degrees temperature. Like, their pollution is actually keeping the Earth cooler because the sun is struggling to get through it. The pollution is acting as a barrier. And obviously India wants to clean it up because it's fucking awful for their population, and like infant mortality rates go up with that shit. So obviously they're going to work to clean it up, but that's actually going to have like an impact on the climate.
Oh god, why did I do that?
And you get shit like the fact that glaciers melting
Yeah.
can make stuff a little bit cooler here in North America. It's called climate change because like it's not going to be hot everywhere every day. Obviously, there's going to be weird weather patterns where things do get cold.
It's the global average.
Yeah. Which has been consistently going up as predicted.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was like, oh yeah, this. Oh. It's crazy how like each year becomes, you know, the.
I felt so good about that. It's not even active.
Every year's been like record years.
Yeah.
For temperatures. But the thing is, there's like with more energy in the atmosphere, you have more intense swings too. Mm-hmm. That's why like blizzards are becoming bigger, is because there's more energy in the atmosphere.
Yeah, hurricanes, the warm water makes them stronger.
You know.
But it also is real easy to cherry pick when someone's like, "Whoa, it was way colder this year. Like I thought what happened to global warming? Why is it so much colder?" It's like, well, we also had like a huge record last year, so it's like barely regressing to the mean now.
Yeah,
it's coming from a high. Obviously, it's not going to go up in a straight line. That's just not how it works. Every time you hear about the global warming pause, the 15-year pause.
Yeah, it wasn't even a pause either.
No.
I remember that. Oh!
What up?
What's up there, Tay? How you doing? Oh, hey, yo, how are you? How's everything? Oh, no. Oh.
I've had some nice saves tonight. Right on the line.
Oh, my God.
What? How did that get through both of them? No! I had such an easy shot.
Everything's
I thought that said
okay.
everything is old. I was like, oh god.
Everything.
Existential dread.
God,
we're all gonna die.
We're all gonna. Everything's boring and like not new.
You're just waiting until the day you die. You're just wasting time.
And I hurt all over. I'm doing okay. I was having some pain, but we're all good. I'm managing it. It's a temporary thing. So other than that, though, I'm good.
Oh man, that was real fun watching you beat Hollow Knight.
That was a good time. I can't believe those pieces of advice were just like, yeah, do this, and then you're like, just hang out, let them come to you. I was like, okay, and then bam, I did it.
So I really struggled with Radiance, and then I watched a video, and I hadn't even made it to the second phase, but the video I watched, the dude stayed on that central platform during the second phase. I was like, huh, why isn't he like, jumping up to go attack her? But I was like, he's smarter than me. I'll try that if I ever get there. And then it was actually my idea to put on the strength. I didn't realize how fucking good the Unbreakable Strength Charm is. Oh my god. Because I immediately came back, put that charm on, and then fought it, and like, I got through the second phase on my first try because of the staying on that bottom platform thing. And then, yeah, man, that was a great boss. I get the RNG bitchiness, but the boss is just, it's so cool.
It just sucks to have him in a pantheon, is why I would complain about it.
Oh yeah, that is, and especially the absolute radiance. Holy fuck.
Yeah. You had a freaking back spasm going on the last few days. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
It kind of diminishes the impact of the Hollow Knight fight when you go through him like 30 times to keep fighting radiance.
That's how those games are, kind of. You know what I mean?
Right. It's just that one has so much like emotional weight, and then it gets all drained out on your 30th attempt. It's kind of sad, but he is a fun fight though.
I haven't really had back pain in my life, but no, what hurts on me is I have like a sensitive digestive system that can just go out of whack. Just either for no reason or for like one little tiny thing. So
I have knee pain. It's been fucking up lately. Oh, teammate.
But it's
one on kickoff.
But my mom's got oh, that was good. My mom's got it too. It's basically like irritable bowel, but and then it'll just like stay hurting all day, like my insides basically, like they're sore. I don't know, it's weird. So
stomach pains, I've heard, like, it's just so difficult for doctors to do anything with because there's like 100 different things that mess with your gut. I've got a fairly strong stomach, and I'm happy about that. I've just heard so many problems that are like chronic and just unsolvable, and doctors are just like, yeah, you don't have to deal with it.
But I'm pretty sure I know what threw me out of whack, and I've been through this before, so I'm pretty sure I know how to put it back. So just gotta endure it. What? Why do people have back pain? Sounds real terrible too, because you know it's like,
yeah, I'm scared of back pain.
it's one of those things that's like, you're just existing hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with my gut, but like, you know, your back just, your back's just, you know, it's always supporting you. It's shitty.
Yeah, back pain is scary as fuck.
My sister had like a slip disc or some shit, and she got like surgery on it, which is scary.
Very scary. My dad had a herniated disc in his lower back. I had two of them, I think, actually. And he just couldn't fucking function. Like, it ruined his daily life. It was so bad.
Yeah, that's
He could just never get comfortable. He could never, like, it struggled just to get sleep. It was a waking nightmare. I'm gonna bump the Billy.
Thanks for the host, Virus. How you doing? Wow. Oh, your job is really bad for your body? Oh, that sucks. What do you do? Like, what kind of job do you have? Mine's really bad for my body in the fact that, like, I don't do anything. You know what I mean? It's slowly deteriorating my body.
It's nice though that you have like moments where you can you don't have to do anything, and you can like get up and stretch and walk around if you need to.
Yeah.
There's nothing in your job doesn't force you to stay sitting for too long. It's
ooh. Yeah. It kind of sucks though, because I get like carried away, right? I just start doing stuff, and then I'll go over here and I'm doing this other thing that I have going on over here, and then I'm like, oh, well, I have like a minute or two of in between button presses, so I guess I'll do this thing real quick, and then I like 2 hours go by, and I'm like, shit, man. Like, I didn't realize that, like, I've been sitting here. All yours. All right. You already look pretty fit, though, Tay. You seem like a pretty fit person. I guess if you're doing some, like, hardcore shit.
Ooh, you do hardcore shit?
Ooh, yeah. Shit with a real tough core, you know? Like, kind of like the Earth. The gravity is really compressed at the center, and it's just a hard poop ball. Oh, enjoy your lurk there, Virus. Finished making dinner. Hope it's good. Hope you enjoy your dinner. You're skinny fat? What does that mean?
I'm one of those poor rich people.
Maybe I'm skinny fat. Because I'm like, maybe not even. No, I've seen you on stream. I look skinny, but I've got a stomach. I've got the gut. You're not very fit. I'm kind of like that. I might be like right on the cusp of overweight, but like I am out of shape.
Oh, you quit smoking. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I used to smoke hookah and I stopped, so I look great. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, smoking shit. Smoking killed my grandpa.
Yeah, mine too. Sunbro.
Sunbro.
I am the Sunbro. I have a command and everything.
Amazing.
If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
But
There you
yeah,
go.
seriously, congrats on beating that shit. Not much. You guys are making me feel bad about my weight. I get some. I don't really work out anymore, but I get some. You know, I get plenty of physical activity, I guess.
Well, yeah, you work in physical activity, really.
Yeah, I just do not want to do it when I come home. Praise the sun, Kimochi Bot.
Yeah, don't anyone feel bad.
The
Let's all
game
feel good.
fantastic. Fantastic is my game. Promise no virus. Scan if you wish.
Yeah. We're all unfit here. I've got weak nerd muscles.
You know, muscles impact your ability to do magic, so you don't want big muscles.
It's true. And academics too, I think, right?
You don't want weak academics, no. But yeah, I'm really glad you saw like pretty much everything that Hollow Knight has to offer.
Yeah.
There's so much in it that gives me the good feels. They're like, oh, that's such a nice touch.
There's a couple things I missed, but really, like, I wasn't gonna 100% it. Like,
I mean, there's a couple bosses you didn't beat. I don't know how much you missed.
The old man with the flower. I didn't go back to speak to the gross leg eater guy or whatever. But it's not that much. Hashtag weak nerd muscles.
Yeah, I mean, you could keep going like another 100 hours of Hollow Knight, getting into the lore and stuff. So you gave that game a full shake, and I'm really glad you liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
What a shot!
Oh my
I'm
god.
a god!
Oh my god. Ooh.
It's supposed to be a pass.
Good one.
Oh, you following me on Twitch? I appreciate it. I don't do anything on Twitch, but I appreciate it. Alright.
That was a That was a great 50-50. I'm like trying to shoot it down away from him, and I still need to think of a command. We're all friends now. Yeah. Well, you know there are friend requests on Twitch. I don't know like what that does. I don't know what being a friend with somebody on Twitch does. But a follower is a friend too. I always wonder because some people send me friend requests. I'm like, I'll accept it, I guess. Like, you know, because I know you and you're like always in my stream, or you're another streamer or whatever. But I'm like, I don't know what this does. I don't even know like where the friends list exists except for on the left side of the screen, and I'll see that somebody's online. I guess if people want to whisper and shit through Twitch, but man, just use Discord. just use Discord. Who cares? Ow! Yeah, they just show up in the sidebar. Yeah. Oh, they can see what you're watching. I don't want to know what people what. I don't want people to know what I'm watching.
You know, I didn't do any of the Void Heart stuff on my first playthrough because I just didn't stumble across it, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I put on the King Soul Charm, but I never realized, oh, I need to put it on and go to the bottom of the abyss.
Yeah, that's a bit of a vague thing to...
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you look at the lore enough, you might be able to figure that out, but I never would have, so I never got the special endings.
Oh, it's head flipped. Ooh, ooh!
That was the right place at the right time.
And come watch the stream with you? Oh. You know, I think that's good, but if as a streamer, I don't know, I don't like that idea because I don't want people like getting jealous or then people like going, ugh, you watch that streamer? Ugh, I'm not watching your stream ever again. Oh, god damn it. I'm in the middle of trying to go grab boost. And so I turned around, but I didn't have enough. Oh.
This whole match has been one step forward, 2 steps back.
I'm not good at this match. People,
even that Zote boss that was hidden in Godmaster, that was nuts. That you'd have to like
get up there.
I don't know how the fuck people find that shit. Like one dude was just dicking around.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people try to find like out of bounds, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially in a game like that where they specifically hide shit.
Yeah. And
There's
so maybe
if I was insulated from the internet, I never would have found it.
You know, maybe they're thinking maybe there's an out of bounds glitch in which I can just like hop over the fence and go to like fight Absolute Radiance or something.
God, I saw some crazy fucking glitches in that one speed run, one of the early ones before stuff got patched, where he was just flying. He would do like a series of inputs and then go to the next screen, and he was just flying.
I was watching the one from SGDQ last year.
Mm-hmm.
Or AGDQ? I don't remember which one it was.
The all bosses?
Yeah. Might have been AGDQ from this year. I don't know.
I think that was the guy that had it. I think he had it in Japanese.
Chinese.
Chinese, okay.
Yeah. Text speed's a little faster.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that today. Not
it's
too
pretty
much
long.
Yet. Yeah. But it's good.
It is. I had a great time watching it.
Especially him just like destroying bosses.
Yeah. Oh, just wait till he goes just right through the Pantheons like tissue paper. It's like each one takes like 4 or 5 minutes. It's absurd. No, why did I do that?
They had a Path of Pain incentive that was met. So I think that's kind of next.
Oh, he's gonna speedrun Path of Pain.
Yeah. Get in there, son. Get son. Son.
Have you seen it now? Have you seen the Path of Pain?
No. I'll see it when he goes through it. I'm only like 20 or so minutes into that speed run, so.
Yeah, I don't think he does the Path of Pain in that one, obviously, because it's not a boss. But it's pretty crazy.
No, I think he does Path of Pain in that one because the incentive was met, so I think they force him to do it.
Oh, then maybe I saw a different one than the one you're talking about. Because he had to do the White Palace to get the Void Heart.
Yeah.
But I don't think he did Path of Pain. I'm pretty sure I watched a separate video that had Path of Pain. I could be mistaken, I don't know.
Either way, I'll go and watch it because I watched somebody do Absolute Radiance today. On Radiance mode.
Oh, Jesus. So it's like one hit and you die?
I think it's 2 hits and you die. I think it's 4 mask damage per hit. So, and he's Absolute Radiance, so he's.
I'm not
like
sure if I've seen that.
Actually, I think it because he's overcharmed. So I don't know if that doubles your damage or just adds an extra mask. But
I believe it doubles.
Yeah, if it doubles, then he's probably dead in 1 hit. He didn't get hit once though.
Right. He's probably spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours practicing that shit.
And he's like spamming spells and shit. God, I didn't know spells were that powerful.
Yeah, you got to put the charm on that makes them more powerful, and then another charm that makes them use less soul, so that you can keep spamming.
Just though their base damage, I didn't realize they were so powerful. Like
yeah, they're really good.
The I forget, the Vengeful Spirit or whatever does like the upgraded version does like 20 damage per hit or some shit. Like holy crap! And sometimes it can hit multiple times if the boss is big enough.
Yeah.
And what your nail? I don't know what your nail does.
I thought the fully upgraded one did about 20 per hit, but I never really looked into the numbers, so I can't be sure.
I didn't think it did, but I don't know. What do I? The song.
Yeah, that's because I still haven't beaten the Third Coliseum, and that's how I've been trying to get through is with spells, and it's such a different play style.
Oh, don't. I had a lot of fun with the platforming challenges. They were.
Yeah, White Palace is great, isn't it? They say they get a lot of the emails they get are people complaining that the Third Coliseum fight is too difficult, and they said the other big portion is people complaining that the White Palace is too difficult. Because like one guy made White Palace, which was supposed to be like the ultimate platforming challenge, and the other guy made Third Coliseum, which is supposed to be the ultimate combat challenge. And the White Palace really wasn't that bad, unless they're talking about the Path of Pain specifically. Like that does look fucking terrifying. But the regular White Palace is pretty fun.
Yeah, it wasn't hard. I didn't think there was just like some precise stuff, but you know I could take a moment to breathe. And then if there's like lots of checkpoints and shit. Oh, we're dead.
Yeah, I didn't know that you could dream nail those bastards at the time. I guess I knew, but I wasn't thinking. I would just attack them. There was one streamer that I like. I didn't watch him play, but he was on that gaming podcast I was talking about, and he complained about the White Palace.
Really?
Because the guy was like, "Oh, now that we got the devs on, do you want to talk about it?" He's like, "I'm not gonna sit here and," he's like, "the one thing I didn't enjoy about the game, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about that with the devs." He's like, "No, it's okay, go ahead." He's like, he's like trying to be all delicate because he's like, "God damn, we've got a game I really liked. I don't want to sit here and just sound bitchy." So he's like really watching this. I was like, I just thought that, you know, maybe it kind of goes away from everything that I liked about the game up to that point. And it just took me a long time, but you know, part of that's on me. Because I think he was talking about just the regular White Palace. I don't think he was talking about Path of Pain.
I didn't think regular White Palace is all that tough, especially with like high blood on or whatever. Because you can.
Well, that's the thing is that he said like I wasn't able to beat it until someone showed me like how to do like infinite health with Grub Song and High Blood. And he's like, I don't know if you intentionally wanted people to like mess around with the charm setups until they found that combination, or you know, if that was unintended, you guys didn't realize how good those two are together for platforming challenges. They didn't really answer that. But you know, if that platforming stuff isn't your forte, like if you've been having fun with the combat and the atmosphere, I can see how it's like, ah, shit, now. And to be fair, it is optional. You don't have to go in there, but if you want to get to the boss, obviously you have to do it.
So
Oh, what the hell?
That's such a little boost. It's just all going around me. This.
I'm really amped for Silk Song, though. I want to see how that's going to shake out.
That'll be interesting.
More
That'll
acrobatic stuff. Crafting, like, bombs and shit. There's going to be, like, a quest board you can take from NPCs. It seems like towns in general are just going to be livelier.
I think a quest board would be nice, especially because things are a little too vague. And like what you can do in the game, right?
Right, it can be tough. I think that's exactly the kind of reason they came up with it, is they're trying to respond to some of the criticisms. I would not be surprised if you get a map like right away, and if like seeing yourself on the map is free or whatever, because I know people bitched about that.
Yeah, I really think the compass charm was not a thing that should have existed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care about like having to go buy a map or whatever. I don't care about that. That was fine in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And then like revealing more of the map I think is fine too. But maybe like the base map shows you kind of a general direction on where to go in that region for like a big story thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I think that's kind of how it worked anyway, with like the outlines and then a bunch of side stuff. It's fine. Maybe you can buy a second map that will unlock every like square outlined. I don't know. Like way later in the game, like once you're just shiny hunting.
Enjoy your lurk.
Yeah, have fun.
We have a lurk.
Thanks for lurking. Thanks for the lurk.
Robert Bradley. That's a great picture.
Jesus.
And yeah, I like filling in the map. I think that's neat. It's one of those. It's like a big relief when you finally hear Conifer singing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, damn, I really need to get to a bench to alleviate like the fog of war kind of stuff. So I like that. Having to wear the map charm, like I get why people don't like it. It doesn't bother me too much. But I like that idea of eventually making it so that that's just an innate ability. Like after you've bought all the maps or something, I like that as an idea. Once you've like kind of proven that you can navigate the world or something. But I also wouldn't care if the compass it just wasn't a thing. If you could just always see yourself on the map, that would be fine with me too.
Yeah, because I don't think it adds much to the game to like not be able to see yourself versus being able to see yourself. You know, that's not the challenge of the game. I don't think is not getting lost. You know,
I'm really bad with directions and map reading and shit, so I really had to have the charm on me. And it's cool if it gets you to memorize the world a little bit more, if it kind of rewards you for learning the layout of the world, but it's just so damn big.
Yeah.
Like if it was smaller, then yeah, again, it would be cool to reward you for learning it, but I can't. I've got 70 hours and I was still getting lost watching you play. Like I fucking don't remember where to go from here. So I think once your game is that big, maybe you should have, you know, made the compass charm not a thing, not cost a notch.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Not even exist. Just give it, just show us. Also, I would have liked, just give me the big map. Like when I look at the map, you just give me the whole thing. I can handle it.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't need to show me just the local map.
Yeah, and the sections too. Like, I don't need to have to like see section and then then press the A button again to like see the actual map. The sections are nice.
It looks neat, but I don't need you to default to that.
Yeah, maybe do it the opposite, where you can like hit a button to show the sections if you want, but it's default on map mode.
Yeah, that's what people want to see when they open the fucking map.
It's like a neat. Otherwise it's like a neat little world thing to have it on there, but
yeah. Oh, I fucked up. And it's weird because I like that you can pause the game whenever you want. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to get to the pause menu. But as we discussed, like, let me pause the game when I go into my charms menu too. When I press start, it should just open the charms and map and inventory menu.
Yeah, everything. One of the tabs should be the save and exit options and stuff. Kind of like how Dark Souls does it.
Yeah. But it pauses the game.
But it actually pauses the game.
That doesn't really add anything that you... Because like you said, no one is... I guess there were a couple times where I would hold the map open while I was moving to see like which direction I was going, I guess, but like not really all that often.
Yeah.
Like that's not necessary. I would much rather the game just pauses whenever I open that screen. You can still make it that charms can't be swapped on the fly. That has nothing to do with pause.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, they don't want people real-time swapping charms.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Because I did that in fucking Zelda. Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I freaking... I'm fighting the Lynels, which is, like, probably the hardest enemy in the game. And what I would do is, they'd be running at me, and I'd jump, do a flip to do a flurry rush. And I would be wearing my chunkiest armor, right? That gives me the most defense. And as soon as I would go into the slow-mo mode to start the flurry rush, I would pause, switch all of my armor to the armor that gives me an attack buff, and then I would do the flurry rush. And as soon as that was over, I would switch back.
Yeah, that may not be that big a deal for like a Zelda game.
Yeah, it's not. It's especially because in Zelda the weapons break. So I was trying to, and Lynels take forever to kill, like a lot of hits.
Yeah.
So like, I was just trying to maximize my weapon durability basically for it. Obviously to kill him faster too, in terms of, well, it wasn't that much faster because like I had to pause and then swap. But
I think Skyrim should have had that too. You should not have been able to swap shit on the fly, but combat wasn't really that great anyways in Skyrim, so. Yeah, doesn't matter.
oh my god, he got a... I didn't think he was going to get a ground hit.
Well, damn.
I came to challenge it, but he got that extra hit right there.
I bumped him into it. I was hoping I'd blow him up. gotta be careful here.
No. But yeah, I don't. I like their freaking enemy character design, their creature design, basically.
Yeah.
Because they're cute, but you know they still kick your ass, right? That's great. I was going through some dudes today, just like looking for stuff. I was like, maybe I should change my Discord avatar to like a little dude, and maybe like an oblobble or something, or just an obble. And then I was looking, I was like, God, there's so many good ones. Dung Defender, like, and then I forget what other cute guys that I was looking at, because there's so many, but like.
I love the design philosophy of like, you know, it's great for your character to look cool, but you don't. What you see in a game is all the enemies.
Yeah.
Like if all the enemies are interesting to look at and aren't just scary, like badass, like oh god, it's terrifying or gross or whatever. You know, the memorable enemies are the ones that I like to look at and I enjoy fighting. So making them kind of cute or making them seem like they're just part. A lot of them just felt like they're part of the world. They're just living their lives. That was an epic collapse. Yeah, they still had their scary or gross ones every once in a while, but overall, it's just a joy to run into new enemies. You're like, oh, look at this little guy. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, and like they'd make him like cute gross for a lot of them. Even like the spiders and shit were just like cute gross. Some of them were just kind of a little creepy, like Nosk.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what they were going for, and they accomplished it.
Right.
So.
Right. And Deep Nest was supposed to be unsettling with the music and everything. Oh my god, the music! Holy shit!
And how cramped it was, and
yeah,
it gets noisy at parts, and there's enemies appearing sometimes, like out of the wall, basically.
Just really well made game. Just start to finish is just really well crafted.
Again, a game I would have loved to kickstart back in the day, but
yeah, it'd be cool to see your name on it.
I for one didn't know about it. For two, obviously wouldn't have known it would have gotten so good, and I don't kickstart much.
Yeah, I mean, seeing that, because I'm not like super into insects, so I wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have been immediately thought, oh, a Metroidvania with insects. I gotta fund this. Like even if I had known about it. And in like the only game they've made is some kind of shitty. Like their track record for games was not anything impressive up to that point.
Yeah.
But I'm a sucker for the art style and all the animations are so good. The music.
The music's great.
Just everything has atmosphere. Just really interesting to see all the different areas.
It's a great world that they built. Ah! Ow!
I love fighting those bush guys that they like wrap themselves in a bush and you have to smack that first just so you can get to them.
Yeah, like the charging moss, I think they're called.
Yeah, those guys are fun. Looking forward to some Nier though. Nice change of pace.
Yeah. Nier's definitely a different, a very different game.
Yeah, very different.
It's still like a lot of combat and stuff, but there's, I don't know, Nier's kind of depressing too. But
how much does the story play a role in the game?
a role how?
Like, how important is it to you?
I like it. It's important.
Okay.
It's that's like one of the main things. Like at the there's some like kind of basic stuff that hasn't been asked 100 times before in like kind of media. But I don't know, the way that they do it's great, and there's just like some, you know, like with Hollow Knight, there's some mystery to it that is adds to it, adds some wonder to the world.
That's cool. You might have to fill me in on some stuff because I'm definitely gonna miss. This week's gonna be crazy. I may not be able to watch your VODs.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing a boss fight. It was like a massive metal robot thing with like a saw or something.
Yeah, that's the very beginning of the game. You'll probably see that tonight.
Is there a lot of bosses like that are like enormous?
Not that big, no. It's kind of the biggest one. There's like bigger than you bosses, but not, yeah, that's the biggest one. There's some humanoid bosses too, and some machine bosses.
That's another thing about Hollow Knight is they really didn't feel comfortable. Oh, what a dunk! Half court. They didn't really feel comfortable with their big bosses, but you can see in the Silk Song trailer that they've got one that's really big. Most of the bosses are like only 2 or 3 times your size.
Yeah.
They've got one that like takes up most of the screen in the Silk Song trailer.
Oh, well, one of the things in Nier 2 is their presentation. Like, how they present some of the bosses, and, like, some of the game... Some of the things that, like, it's not within the game, but how the game is presenting itself as a game.
Right.
It's hard to describe, but, like, the beginning
like
of...
the OS stuff.
Yeah. At the beginning of Route C... gave me such goosebumps, and I got so pumped. And it's the dumbest reason, but I love it. And other people that I watched play it too, they had the same reaction as me, which I'm glad. So hopefully other people have that, and they
How
don't
far
go.
in is that part?
That's pretty far in.
You'll have to let
Routes.
me know when you're getting close to that.
Route C is probably the last 25% of the game.
Definitely try to be there for that stream.
And the end of the game legitimately made me cry. So, and it was like, it wasn't like because it was sad or anything like that. It was just like, oh my god, this presentation and like shit is overwhelming.
Gonna have to turn off face cam when you get towards the end.
Potentially. Oh, it's.
No, you bastard!
There's lots of just like cool little Easter eggs, and like it's really cool at being cool. You know, it's more of a cool game than a cute game. Like. There's one Easter egg thing that I'm really hoping I can do. The main problem is you can be too powerful potentially to do it. So I'm hoping I have it routed enough to where I'm not too powerful. Basically, one of like the last boss in the game, if you do something to him 3 times, then something that's just neat appears that I never saw in my playthrough, because my first one, because I beat the crap out of him. You have to like do a certain way to attack him. You have to hack him basically, because you have a character that can hack. You have to hack him 3 times, and on the 3rd time, it's really neat.
Thanks a lot, teammate. You had a free goal.
Oh, he's jumping around now. He's living. Also, with Nier, there's like different kind of gameplay styles in it. So there's like there's shmup parts, and then you got your character action when you're on foot. A little bit of platform
character action, isn't it?
Yeah. There's some story sequences that are shmups. And then after that, the hacking elements is bullet hell. So there's some bullet hell in the shmups, but the hacking sequences are more the bullet hell, because you can't get hit in those very much.
Never seen bullet hell for hacking before. Usually it's some kind of like puzzly sequence.
Yeah, and in those, they do some cool stuff with that hacking. And, but hacking isn't until after you beat Route A.
I do like skill-based hacking more than like the older Bethesda usually is just like a percentage. Like
I got real. Hold on, look what teammate said. He starts backflipping away from the ball there. Like I don't.
Yeah, that was weird. Teammate's been doing weird things.
He got scared of the ball and was like, no. But
Bethesda games are trying to be role play, so it's kind of like the more points you put into lockpick, the better you're going to be at hacking. So I get that, but I really prefer games that are like, we've got a skill-based method for lockpicking. So even in the early game, if you're really good at it, if you get really good at our lockpicking mini game, you might be able to get into some stuff that you normally wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Till later. I always like that.
And the basic hacking is real easy in it. It's like, basically you can hack like any enemy that is a machine. Which there's really the only non-machine stuff is like there's like moose and boar in the game. You obviously can't hack those. They're not really enemies. They can hurt you, but the basic enemies, their hacking sequence is just real easy. It's just like 2 seconds and you're done, even if you're... It's hard to be bad at those. But then there's bigger enemies, like bosses, or there's certain story hacking sequences that are like... They can get pretty intense.
That's cool, because I didn't think I would ever play that game, so it's going to be cool that I get to at least experience it. Especially when I know how much you like it.
And I know a bit about it too, which is good.
Yeah.
But I'm no expert, but it's nice going into it being like, I know what I'm doing mostly.
Hey, what the fuck?
He's just not playing anymore.
Sure, I'll be looking up Rule 34 for 2B in no time.
They have an entire subreddit dedicated to it. 2Booty.
Yeah, I remember.
I may or may not have been there a bunch. Especially when real women like to dress up as 2B, and I'm like, alright.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff from like r/cosplay girls will make it into the upper reaches of
Teammate,
Reddit.
what the fuck are you?
Just leave, dude.
You gonna play the game? Like, come on.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of. Oh my god. I've seen the pictures a few times. They're all like, I wonder if I should share this. Like, well, he'll probably see it. He probably doesn't need my help.
I don't look up 2B stuff very often. It's a nice treat every once in a while, you know. But I've seen a lot. They have some really good safer work art too. I don't like A2 very much. They have A2 in the game. She's all right, but or the commander. I don't care for the commander that much. She's all right. I do like the one of the operators.
If only 2B had some red, right?
Oh my god, yeah. If she had some red, then I would be dead.
Yep.
In bed.
Oh, there you go. Dead in bed. That's hot. Yeah, that's hot. Gotta start using that command more often.
Watch, teammate's gonna leave.
I hope you would.
It's 12 seconds left. It doesn't really matter, but he is. He's got 3 shots on goal, but man, he just like. He's not in the game. He's not really.
Saw we got some epic gamers now.
Yeah. It's not hard to add one. Add a channel. So
Yeah.
it's like I could have done it so much sooner, but I forgot.
That was more
So
just
then
like getting around to doing it. It's not that it's difficult.
Yeah, I was just at work and I was like, oh, here's some Rocket League news. Oh yeah, I have to make the channel. Bam.
And it's now videos.
Videos, yeah. I wanted to spell a little different. And the caption on each, I kind of like. The up top, the description, because you
I
have.
couldn't see that on mobile.
There's Pix Now, which is Pix Now or GTFO, and then there's videos, which is moving Pix Now with sound.
Interactable videos.
Yeah, and then Epic Game Mars is interactable videos.
Oh, I see.
So it's kind of like they build off of each other in a stupid way. I was thinking about doing something with music, but I was like, I'd have to really finagle that one.
Man, does Streamlore get any love?
No, it doesn't anymore. I don't need to. It just has links now to the actual lore. Because those auto update, so I don't have to fuck with those. I don't have to add anything in there.
Haven't had anything in a pending event for a while.
Yeah, or the Baka Hentai for a while, which whatever.
Pix is in a different spot now. I'm clicking on Epic Gamers and I'm like muscle memory trying to click on Pix.
Yes, figured since they build off of each other, I should put them in a row.
Yeah, I'll get used to it pretty soon. Oh no! What have I done? I was trying to aim it before I even got.
Oh, so Captain K messaged me today, and it was real nice of him. He was like, "Hey, so here's some issues that people were having with streaming Nier and on PC, and so here's how you fix it and everything. I found out, and so I did it, and it works for me." And I was like, "Oh, thanks for the consideration. Like, thanks for looking out." But I have a I have a 2-computer streaming setup, so I I alleviate all of that. So, but like really, I do appreciate it. It was nice of you. It's like it sucks that you put in the effort to write all this shit up and then it doesn't matter for me. He's like, I forgot that you have a 2-computer setup.
He's such a nice young man.
He's a nice dude.
He makes me feel like a grandma. Like, oh, you're so lovely. I'm so proud of you.
You're gonna spit on your finger and wipe shit off of his cheek.
Yeah. I guess Aragorn was streaming earlier.
Yeah.
I was gonna give him some bits, but he's not streaming now.
Yeah, I popped in after I didn't pop in, I looked at my followers right after I woke up from my nap. There was a bunch of people on. Sorry, I watched Caitlyn Neko for like 5 minutes. And then I started setting up stream. No, don't! Stop! Stop it! To me! Just... Why? Why'd you do that?
Whew. That's a rough one. I was pretty good about Sekiro needing to add big ol' anime titties.
Yeah. They have another article.
I only got the one in Dark Souls 1. She had some big old titties.
They had being an opinion piece on a news outlet, they had the counter article of no, Sekiro doesn't need anime titties.
Because you know that's referencing the easy mode thing.
Yeah.
That one article came out that said it needs an easy mode, and then like another writer from the same website came out and said no, it doesn't. It was kind of funny to have the two writers from the same like website, whatever it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
They talked about that on Inside Gaming, I think.
Yeah, they do that on a lot of websites, you know, to get both sides of the opinion, you know? Mm-hmm. Which is fine, I guess, but...
It's just like, that writer is like writing a direct counter to what someone else wrote the day previous.
Yeah. There's gonna be a feud in the office.
It is interesting, though, because this one doesn't have summons. So if you're stuck on a boss, you just gotta get better. So I think there's at least room for a discussion about an easy mode.
Yeah.
As far as like, it's true that more people would be able to enjoy it, because there's no getting around the fact that some people are going to hit a roadblock in difficulty and never finish it. And that's something that the devs obviously know and are obviously okay with. So I am not saying they need to or that they should put in an easy mode.
Yeah.
But, but if like a mod came out that gave it an easy mode or something, yeah, I wouldn't begrudge anyone for installing and doing that.
Need to and should is very, very, like,
yeah,
hard statements. Like, there's need to in order to accomplish something, you know what I mean? There has to be an end goal for it to need to do it. And if their goal is to have the game more accessible, then yeah, they need to add a easy mode. Like, because that's just, it'll be more accessible that way. Simple as that.
Really, just like the combat is so fun. It's really more just like if you didn't die so quickly, if the game didn't punish you for your mistakes as harshly as it does.
Take the shot, dude. There you go, I took the shot.
Like if your health bar started off way longer, it could be just as difficult, but like you don't die as quickly. Would already put you in that kind of space where more people would get through it.
And they could extend to like the parry window, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make that a little bigger. Make iframe dodges a little better or some shit, right?
Well, that's the thing, is they really don't want you dodging through attacks. Like they
sure.
want it to be the deflect thing. And honestly, the deflect, I'm god awful at timing and parry mechanics, but it's actually a pretty forgiving parrying system. What's up, Bad Knight?
What's up there, Ad Knight? How you doing?
There's a lot of bosses where you can just mash you can just spam the guard button over and over, and you're gonna block all attacks. It's a lot of it. People are starting to kind of call it almost like a rhythm game, because it's more like you just have to learn. Okay, the boss is gonna be attacking for like 3 or 4 strikes in a row. I just keep hitting block until they're done, and then I get a swipe in. There's a lot of bosses that you can kind of beat that way. It's still really tough. That's kind of a simple way of describing it, but yeah, they absolutely could make the parry window longer, and that would make it easier. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that they could potentially, make damage more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
VR chat has consumed you. Are you doing the VR chat, or are you watching the VR chat?
Is there a reason? Is like VR chat seeing a resurgence or something? Because Olivia's been playing it, and we don't even have VR. It did like a popular YouTuber bring it back into the light or something?
Ah, fuck. Nice one, Nishu.
Because it was big when it first came out, and people were making joke videos and stuff. But for some reason, it feels like it's back in the limelight all of a sudden. All right.
It's only you. You're the only one playing it. What's the point? Who are you chatting with?
How many VRs do you have? You can just like be all the people in VR chat. Oh, that was a whiff.
I got 2 shots on goal.
What is the link to?
Yeah, what? It depends on what the links do, hadn't they?
Yeah, I remember the Ugandan Knuckles was VR chat. That was a VR chat meme.
Yeah, then everyone calling it racist and shit. It's like, has nothing to do with any people of Uganda, and it had a shitty accent. Racism! Like, alright.
So there's a new VR chat meme. That's what's bringing it back. Anyways, the first bit made VR chat famous again. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, don't link it in chat. Just put it in the Discord. Because I can't watch it now, so it'd just be better in there.
Oh, did you see the black hole video I posted?
Yeah.
That's so cool. It should be sometime tomorrow. It's obviously not going to be like a crazy picture, but it'll be neat.
Neat, yeah. That's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat. You can tell it's a black hole because of the way that it is. God, that fucking image of a black hole in Interstellar is just so stunning.
It's so nice. Oh, you bopped it away from me.
That movie had so many visual treats. Nicely done.
Sent just the first bit. Got it. Thanks, Admit.
Just Rick rolls us.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
this
kind of like having a resurgence as well. Rick rolling is like making a comeback. Oh, we talked about that. Never mind.
This guy came in the net to run into me. I just backed up all the way into net, did this like loop-de-loop, and it was like in front of him. He was staring at me like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't have much boost, so I probably would have blocked it if it would have been a shot on. Yeah, isn't it? Oh, I wanted to bop higher.
Oh, what are you doing, teammate? I was pushed up.
It wouldn't have gone in. He left. He's gone. He's mad.
I was pushed up and he was back. What the fuck? Ready to hell and eat cornbread. That was really trippy, the whole thing about like seeing like the entire black hole from the front. Because of the way it bends. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, in Interstellar, how it does that, I love that. When I saw black holes like in Interstellar, I was like, shit, man, this is like, that was one of my favorite parts of the movie, was them showing it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Again, like, that's probably my favorite movie. I could just totally ignore the bullshit of like metaphor of love and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head canon, I just go, well, it's not the power of love didn't bring them together. It was something else, and he's just calling it that. It was just literally, we were able to accomplish it, and he's just calling it the power of love. I'm like, all right,
the scene where he docks with the spinning station is one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema. It's so awesome.
The music is so good. Because that's the music where it's like, sounds like it's ticking and counting down, right?
Mm-hmm. I have chills just thinking about it right now. I can hear it in my head. I've watched that scene like a dozen times. I have just that section like saved on my computer.
I've listened to that song many times.
Mm-hmm. The Inception soundtrack is also a banger.
Yeah, Top Time, I think, is on the Inception soundtrack that I like.
Mm-hmm. That one was real good. Hans Zimmer is a beautiful man.
And he makes good music.
That's true. I really like the shuttle design that they had.
Yeah, that was good too. What I like about it is it was just practical. Like
That was a lot of practical stuff, yeah.
And things made sense, right? The fucking Tide planet.
That was awesome.
That's so good.
It doesn't make any sense that they would go fucking near a supermassive black hole, but it's so cool that they did.
Yeah.
In the way they represented everything.
I think they did it, because of the wormhole or whatever, right? That's the main reason?
Well, they went through a wormhole to get way out there, but then they had a choice of planets to pick from.
Yeah.
And they specifically chose that one because
the readings
it had good data, because it said like it's got, you know, the ocean thing. But the problem is that like she had sent other data saying, holy fuck, don't come here. But of course, because of the gravity, it didn't have a chance to reach them in time. They didn't get that reading saying don't come here. They still should not have chosen a planet that has all that time dilation bullshit. Like, why would you pick that planet? That's not a good candidate. And then you know, Anne Hathaway saying like we should go to the planet that has the guy I love because he's got some good readings too.
Yeah.
That was dumb. And because she ends up being right. Like, they go to that other one, and they get fucked over. He ends up being older than his own daughter. All that stuff was really cool. Yeah, it's really neat that they, like, explained that to a lot of people now know about relativity.
Well, yeah, more people do. I wonder how many people who are watching the film actually, like, realize that's a thing or remember it nowadays. You know what I mean?
It's more than before the film.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta give it credit for like at least introducing that concept to people.
Yeah, it probably sparked some people's interest.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
You know, a lot of people are going to see it because Christopher Nolan does, you know, the Batman movies, he did Inception. They're like, I'll just go see whatever the latest Christopher Nolan movie is, and then was like, holy shit, look at this crazy nonsense. And then they probably, you know, saw an article later that like, you know, a lot of that shit was based off of real science. And like, what? No way, all the time stuff? So that's neat. But yeah, they, you know, basically, everything goes to shit, and then she ends up going to the planet that she wanted to go to in the first place. It just so happens that, like, love called her there. And that was the right planet to choose. Because it has a shot of her on that planet, and I think she's got her helmet off, so it shows that, like, it's a breathable atmosphere. You're supposed to infer that this is a planet that's going to work for humanity.
Yeah.
Which, you know, whatever. I also didn't really like the stuff of, like, him and his like, daughter is, like, sending him messages through the dust on the bookshelf. I didn't really care for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like that just because it, like, it basically explained four-dimensional physical space.
I do like the representation of four-dimensional physical space. I thought that looked really interesting, and, like a lot of that was practically filmed. Like, he was hanging there with, like, a bunch of threads and shit around him. So that was a really neat effect. I just didn't like the story aspect of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion of, my daughter, I love her, and I'm like, I mean, I understand, and I get it, but I just want to see
when he's falling
space.
into the black hole, and, like, it's, like, falling apart around him, he's, like, it's, like, sucking to the floor. Oh, so good.
One of the impractical things that was in the film that I didn't care that was impractical was the robot TARS.
I thought you liked the robots. I thought I remember you saying you liked them.
No, I love the robot. It's just impractical.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous, but I love them too.
Because, like, there's no way that they have that mechanical strength in that little area.
It's a really weird design, but it's neat.
It's neat. When he, like, had the four segments and kind of turned himself into a wheel.
That was awesome.
I was like, yo!
That was great.
This robot's awesome. And the one part where he like starts galloping basically while holding a person. That was when I was like, all right, this is kind of impractical, but I still love it.
That was the Tide planet when she's going out to try to get. Again, she's being a complete idiot because he's like, holy fuck, this planet has tides the size of mountains. We need to go. And she's like, no, we have to get the our scouts like data so that we know more about this planet. It's like, we know enough. We know that this is not going to work. But she basically risks her life to go get the data about the planet, which doesn't make any sense. It's just a way to kill off the other character.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't get on board the ship in time. Because he says like, TARS, go get her. When he could have just gotten onto the ship, onto the shuttle himself. It's kind of like a self-sacrifice theme going on there.
Yeah, a lot of the human emotional aspects to that movie I cared nothing for.
I thought the stuff with Matthew McConaughey and his daughter were fantastic.
The
when
videos?
when he realizes that she's gotten older, that was really good.
The
Man,
videos
was
were
impactful.
Videos were great, but just like with a lot of movies, humans doing stupid shit fucks up the plot. You know what I mean? On purpose, obviously, but like they bad thing happens because human is just dumb.
Yeah. Like, it's because they this is where they wanted the plot to go, so to get it there, they had to make these really smart astronauts do stupid things. To fit the plot that they wanted. But you know, it doesn't bring the whole movie down. It's just little nitpicks that you think about later on. I also thought the scene where he detaches, like he tells her, you know, we're gonna boost away from the black hole, but he actually has to like detach his shuttle
Yeah.
That was pretty emotional. She
Yeah,
doesn't realize until the last minute that was good.
I thought that was good, and that was, again, not a human doing a stupid thing. That was like, he had to do this thing.
Sorry, again, the theme of self-sacrifice that we saw that again. In Matt Damon being on the ice planet, and like losing his goddamn mind, and the decision for him to fabricate the evidence and say like this is a viable planet even though it wasn't because he wanted to be rescued, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because that's a human doing something very selfish because of their desire to stay alive. It's something you get. It's like this is a brilliant, and what under normal circumstances he's probably like a really good guy, but he's been trapped on this planet and terrified for his life, and he
Going
made some bad
insane.
decisions. Yeah, he went insane by himself. So I thought that was really neat.
You know what movie I didn't care for? Gravity. I didn't.
Yeah, I was bummed you didn't like that. I think that's a great movie.
It just it had a little bit of the tension there, but the tension didn't get to me very much. And then
It's mostly just her trying to survive,
yeah,
which I like. You know, it's just like a survival movie. Just same thing with The Martian. It's just kind of like, I'm in a bad situation. I'm going to use science to save myself. Like, my knowledge is going to help me out of this situation.
man, it more like Interstellar felt like a constant bombardment of science, just tons of science hitting
That's
me
one
right
of the
in the
things
face.
people didn't like about Interstellar. I was blown away when I saw reviews that were like, it goes a little too much into the sciencey stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that baffles me.
It's so good, though. It's like part of the reason it's good.
I don't like how smart this movie is. You know what?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
You know, I'm just getting so bored with all the techno babble.
Yeah, with all the explanations and the stuff that makes sense.
They're
Oh.
explaining real scientific concepts about time dilation and shit. How is that not interesting?
Yeah. Because also this shit actually exists. Like that's
Yeah,
the cool,
you're
interesting
learning
part.
something. And it makes for good drama because now he's older than his own daughter. Like, that's how messed up is that?
Man, and don't get me wrong, I like me some unexplained wizardy bullshit. But like,
It's even better if you can ground it in real science.
yeah, like unless they're massively heavily explained and they have like a rule set, which the easiest rule set to follow is real life.
Real science.
Because we have all of those rules explained to us basically already.
Or even what I really like is the meme that sprung out of it, of like Game of Thrones won't be airing until April 2019. It's like, good, then we'll wait here, and it's like the Tide planet from Interstellar. Like, we'll wait here for it. So it'll get here faster. Aw, get your ass into the goal.
Oh no! Finally!
That's how it's done. Yeah, The Martian is has got a bit more comedy. So obviously he gets stuck on Mars and has to figure out how to get home. And there's definitely some tension, but it's more of a lighthearted. It's got some humor to it. But it is very sciencey because he has to like grow fucking potatoes in Martian soil, which I think is really neat. But not all of it is like space science. A lot of it is like botany and like engineering and shit.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of scares me to watch the movie. Makes me think I won't like it, is because like, for one, there's science parts in there that I don't really care for. It'd be kind of interesting, right? But it won't be as interesting as space science.
Right. I get that.
But then also it kind of reminds me a little bit of Gravity, in a way, of the guy is trapped in thing, right? In localized small area, and it kind of limits the movie.
It has a
same
smaller
way.
scope, yeah. And that's like one of my favorite things a movie can have is a small scope. I actually really enjoy that. There's a whole movie of Ryan Reynolds where he's just like trapped in a coffin, and the entire movie is him in that coffin, and I think that movie is great.
Isn't it like a telephone booth movie too? Like
There is. I've seen that one. Colin Farrell and fucking the guy in 24. The guy who plays what is Jack Bauer in 24. And I think that movie's really good. It's not a great movie, but I like it a lot. That's the one where like a sniper's gonna kill him if he doesn't do what he says. Like he can't leave the phone booth or he's gonna shoot him.
like the movie Speed. I don't care about that one either.
That's not a great one.
I just don't. A lot of the concept of being trapped in thing, I don't like. It. Part of my movie experience is like visual spectacles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they're trapped in the same thing, and I'm just seeing the same thing over and over again, I'm like,
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense, but I like it a lot.
yeah. I can understand the appeal too.
Because you really get to, like, you memorize that space. Like, you really learn the ins and outs of it, and, like, every aspect of it is important, and the character work has to be really on point.
Yeah, and it establishes a rule set too, because it's such a limited space. And there's less random factors involved with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then like the writing can get really clever with that stuff and like how they use that space.
Mm-hmm. There's I like low budget sci-fi that does stuff like that. There was one where there's just like people woke up in like a testing room and like none of them could remember why they were there or something. And they were just like trapped in this room and they had to figure out why the fuck they were there and what had happened. And like as they slowly start getting their memories back and like people start killing each other and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And like and they fuck with the lights in it, and like the emergency power has to come on, and then like they start messing with the wiring in the walls because they just can't figure out what they're doing. Yeah, I'm a sucker for those kind of small scope movies.
I don't mind them so much if they're in like a television series that I like, because it's like one little set piece. Like there's some Stargate episodes that are kind of like that, where they have trapped in small thing. Like there was one where a guy was trapped in a small little space pod, basically.
Right.
They're called puddle jumpers, and he was trapped in that. But it was nice because, like, you know, there's an established universe with tons of other episodes, and like rules and all those other tons of episodes that they've established already and that you know. And so I don't know, like that one episode, I'm like, yeah, I don't mind this episode too much. It's not like one of my favorites, but I also don't hate it. Right?
And you know, with TV, that's going to be largely a budget thing. Like,
Yeah.
It's an interesting writing mechanic that also saves you a shitload on production. My favorite episode of Firefly is Out of Gas, where they literally they don't actually run out of gas, but like one of a part in their engine breaks, and they're just stuck there, and they're gonna run out of oxygen. So it's just like, what the fuck do we do? And like they have two shuttles, so like half the crew gets in one shuttle, half the crew gets in another, but the captain stays on board. And then eventually, like, another ship just happens to come within radar range, so they're already gone. Because they thought, like, they're like, well, we're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. We're gonna have to just try our luck in the shuttles. But then it becomes like a holy shit. We finally have. Finally a ship comes by to help and to get like the part that they need. But of course, those guys are pirates, so it's like, well, fuck now. Now they're just trying to like pick me apart for scrap, and my crew is gone. They're just, God, it's such a good episode, and it's an entirely on the ship.
Yeah.
You've gotten to know it so well in the other, like, it's like the 13th episode or something. So you've gotten to know these characters, and and watching them all react to their own doom. Like they're all 100% sure they're gonna die because there's no one around to help them. They've only got like a couple of hours left of oxygen, kind of thing. So it's really interesting watching how some of the people that you thought were more cowardly are actually the brave ones.
Oh.
The religious guy is like clutching his Bible because, and you would think that he's always like the calm, self-assured one, but he actually kind of loses his shit a little bit. Yeah. That was really interesting. It's really cool the kind of stuff you can do when you limit your scope like that. You have to really squeeze the characters and the plot for everything it has when you're not relying on different locations and stuff.
There's a few episodes of Stargate now I'm like really thinking about it that were like they were trapped in ship. Like there was one where they were like trapped in a ship in like this gas cloud nebula thing, but the pressure kept increasing on their ship for some reason. And so they had to get out of that. And then there was another one where final episode of Stargate SG-1, so spoilers if anyone is listening and cares. The last episode, they get basically an OP thing added to their ship from the Asgard, which is basically a lot of their experimental tech and all this stuff, because the Asgard were basically going to die as a race because they're just cloning themselves all the time and they're degrading. Mm-hmm. And so basically they get the ability to stop time in their ship.
The JoJo again.
Yeah, JoJo again. But so these super powerful enemies that they're really trying to fight with their new souped up ship shoot this laser beam that's gonna blow them up. So they're like, how about this? We stop time and like try to look through the database to see if there's any the Asgard database, see if there's any tech in there that we can use to like block this laser, basically. So we'll stop time, work on the ship. But the thing is they stopped time, but the laser was like way too close to their ship, so if they like resumed time,
they were fucked.
That they would be fucked. Actually, time wasn't necessarily stopped. It was like just going really slow.
Yeah.
Just really, really slow. So they spent years inside of the ship.
Wow.
Where the laser just slowly got closer and closer and closer over the years. And so they just started living their life on the ship.
With like, that imminent threat just like inches away.
And the scientist there is trying to figure it out. There's people that can't help. There's only one scientist person that could potentially help them out. And
they
like there's
another getting their degree in science so they can help.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting episode.
Yeah, that's neat.
Especially because like the two of them like develop a relationship with each other during it, right?
That's crazy.
And then the ultimate thing that they find that resolves it is they figured out that they could reverse time, but in like a very small localized space because of power. And so they found a way to dodge the laser or prevent the laser from hitting them, but the problem is the laser was too close after that many years to actually do it. It's like somebody's gonna have to go back in time and do it. And since one of the characters is a species or whatever that ages way slower than them, they're like, we'll send you back with the data, right? You've aged all these years, but like it doesn't matter that much for you.
Right.
So we'll send you back. And so like they turn it on so it unstops time, but it reverses time for him. So like all the spaceships like blowing up around him and all this stuff, and he's in like this little like force field, and time then reverses. And it's pretty neat.
That's crazy. You can imagine them like building their society, and it's like, remember the days of pre-laser when we could.
Yeah.
That is neat.
There were only like 7 people or 5 or 7 people on the ship. when that happened, but still, it was neat. Oh, the other episode, this is kind of being trapped, but this is usually rated as the best Stargate episode. It's called Window of Opportunity. It's kind of like Groundhog Day, where they relive the same 10 hours over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And so they're trapped within this localized time. And that episode is hilarious. It is comedy throughout, but essentially they go through so many loops that like they start learning like the second language and stuff. And like one of the characters starts learning pottery. Like there's only 2 of them that remember every single loop, and the rest of them are constantly being reset. So they essentially lived out months in that reset loop.
Yeah, you should get a lot done.
And like he's doing shit like he golfs through the Stargate. He just has them turn on the Stargate, and he's like, Colonel, what the hell are you doing? And like, just tons of stuff like that. They just start doing shit they're not supposed to, you know. And then like constant events happen every single time, like, that happen over and over and over again. And so they're like, hey, do you ever like do you get reset all the time? Do you ever do something that you could just like do whatever and then get away with it? And the guy just like sits there and smiles at him. He's like, what's that mean? And he looks at the one character that he kissed, and he's like, he just nods.
Yeah, when you're consequence free, I'd probably get up to some shit.
It's a good series. So, all right.
Have fun with the year.
I will. Gotta switch over. So,
Bye.
bye. All right, BRB.